Welcome Stampers, this is Julia Fair in Fair's Craft Flair, and I have another YouTube Tuesday video for you. We are going to be making this Flurries card, and I just love it. You don't even need a sentiment on the front of it. It's so wonderful. I just love these dies. They're amazing, and if you pair it with the medallions in the Happiness Surround stamp set, it's just amazing. So we're going to be making this card. And I wanted to let you know the product of the week is the Happiness Surrounds stamp set, which is part of the Snowflake Showcase that Stampin' Up is doing for the month of November. So if you like any of the things that you see today and you want to be able to make them, you better get on top of ordering the supplies, because they will be only available in the month of November, and I believe it's limited time only as supplies last. So you want to make sure that you're on top of that. Okay. If you do wish to make an order with me, I do have a special of the week this week. You will get to pick out 5 cards from my card stash, and I will send them to you absolutely free in the mail, postage paid for. We'll be very happy to do that for you. Please make sure that you are ordering with me at juliafair.stampinup.net and use the host code listed here. I will have that through the video. And if you have any questions, you'll also be able to find that on my blog, along with today's measurements are listed on my blog, and everything else that you'll need to know for this project. All right, before I get started, I put my Stampin' Pierce mat underneath here so that I can, feels like there's some embossing powder there too, so that I can actually get a really good impression with this medallion stamp set, or stamp ink. What am I saying? With this medallion stamp. So let me get this moved up just a little bit so that it's a little bit better on camera. Okay, we are using Pool Party ink. I just love calling it Pool Party. All right, and I like to ink where I can press from the top, so that helps me a lot, and I'm going to show you exactly how to line this up. All right. We're going to start with 1, and I'm going to start in the bottom left corner, and I'm going to make sure that it's fairly straight to the card. All right, pretty good first impression. All right, so the next one that we're going to do, we're going to line up the dots going across. All right. Hold it for just a couple seconds, and there you go. All right, then we're going to line up the dots from the middle. See the little dots on the ends here? We're going to try to line those all up with all 3, and when they're placed nicely, it'll make a nice little triangle, and that makes it super easy. I mean, woo, that's got some good inking there. Yep, super easy to get this all nice and pretty. All right, I actually was considering not even stamping the bottom and just putting a sentiment down there, and I'm like, yeah, you know, it really doesn't need it. I'm gonna just flip this over and make it a little bit easier to stamp, so I'm not covering up the whole entire image for you guys while I'm on camera. Okay. I was like, this is too pretty. I want to showcase that and then make it pretty. And it doesn't need anything else. So that's where I was at with that. Voila! Haha! It looks so cool. All right, so now that we've got that stamped, we are literally going to just start putting our card together. All right? So I'm going to close up my ink pad. And I'm going to pull out my Big Shot here for a second. Means I'm going to get rid of a couple things that I don't need. All right. And on my Big Shot, I am going to put a shim for this die. Which means I just have like a piece of cardstock. I actually think it's a piece of packaging from one of the papers, and I'm just putting it down underneath my cutting plate, my bottom cutting plate. So I've got my sandwich all made, and then I'm using the Sparkle Glimmer paper and silver foil sheet. All right, and from the Snowfall Thinlits dies, I'm going to use this beautiful, very intricate die, Snowflake. And then for a background, I'm just going to use the 6-pointed petal frame. All right, put both of those down there. And we're going to run this through. It's a little hard to do because I put a shim in. So it makes it a little stiffer. All right, but I'm going to leave, all right, I'm going to take this one out because that one's cut really well, so I don't have to worry about that. All right, putting it back. All right, and then I'm going to actually not even take this one off. I'm just going to run it through right again so that it gets more impression on there. Second time through should help. The glimmer paper, I believe, has kind of like a synthetic coating on it that helps hold everything together, which means you get that shimmer and that glitter look without it actually falling apart. Which I really, really like. Oh, this is peeling off very nicely. I have a feeling this is going to come off very easily. All right. So, what I'm going to do, take your pick tool with the little pokey end. And I'm going to start poking these out. On other ones, I can flick them out. But on this one, with this kind of paper, it becomes a little tricky to get it to... And I'm rubbing them off as I go so that it's a little easier to get them. All the poking them all out. I like doing it through the die a little bit better because you kind of see where you're going and can get more of them out more accurately. All right, and now I'm going to start peeling this off the back. There we go. All right, so the die is nice and clean, which is great. And then I've just got some little extras to poke out. And I kind of want to make sure all this detail is popped out. I'm sorry, this takes the longest. We have a tool that helps with this, but I find on the glimmer paper it's not as effective. So I just would rather use the take your pick tool and go at it. And you just take the couple extra seconds to get them out, and it works really well. All right, so who else is Snowflake fans here? I know that Rachel is a Snowflake fan, and she loves snowflakes just as much as I do. But is anyone else a Snowflake fan that is a part of the Ferris Craft Lair? Please let me know if you are. I would love to hear what kind of snowflake projects you'd like to see. All right, let's come back to our card here. So what I'm going to do first is take some ribbon. I had it. There we go. All right. I have a little bag of pre-cut ribbon that I have. I just cut some to take it with instead of on the roll because it's a lot easier. And this is the silver edge ribbon, which I love. And I am just going to put on the back of this, we're going to use some glue dots. And I want it, see, when I started in that bottom corner, I started this way. But what ends up happening, I flipped it over, and this is where that's the piece that's going to be the big centerpiece. So I'm going to line it up and put a dot back there on that corner, or on that edge, and then across from the flourishes on the other side. Okay, so my ribbon's going to run across here, and I put the glue dots to hold it on there. Awesome. All right, now that I've got that done, the rest of this is just assembly. So we're going to put some snail on the back. Get more on camera. And I think on the one, my sample, you can see that the cardstock in the background is different. I think I opted to use Coastal Cabana because I wanted it to be a little bit brighter, but this one is Pool Party. And I'm going to actually make sure that I do the same colors on the card in the instructions so that you guys have matching supplies, because that's one of my big things. I will stray from that, but I am definitely big on making sure that you have products that actually match, and that's one of the reasons why I really, really like Stampin' Up. They make it easy to get matching products. All right, so on this one, I think I actually needed some glue dots as well. I'll put some glue dots on a few of these. There we go. All right, and we're going with the points, and I love how easy it is to center these. There we go. Okay, the next one. Where did my snowflake? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to roll up some of these and put it on the back in some thicker spots. So rolling up the glue dots. And I'm going to put them kind of towards the outside. I don't even have to put one in the middle because we're going to put a snowflake in the middle, one of the snowflake trinkets. And when you put the snowflake trinket in the middle, you're going to have a glue dot there, and that'll help hold the middle as well, which is pretty cool. All right, and I'm going to need one more. There we go. And what's really cool, I love this design, but you guys don't have to follow this. My gosh, there are so many beautiful options for these snowflakes to layer. You by no means have to do what I did. It's awesome if you want to. That's totally fine, and that's exactly why I do this, and have plenty of ideas for you. But the thing is, you don't have to follow this, and you will get really amazing amazing outcomes when you layer things in with the other Snowfall Thinlit dies as well. You don't have to follow just this, but it's super cool. All right, and that's about right, so I'm going to press that down. And that is our card project for today. So I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. Again, if you're looking for any products and you need some assistance, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help. But until I see you again, Facebook Friday is coming up, and I'll have some fun things from I'll be at On Stage for Stampin' Up training, so I will have some fun things to share with you on Friday. So I hope I get to see you all on Friday. Please hop over to Fairs Craft Lair on Facebook if you have not done so already, and join my group so you won't miss my Facebook Fridays either. Until next time, happy crafting, Stampers. Bye.